In a world where ordinary men can excel doing ordinary things, this man has single-handedly lowered the bar. From the scrambled mind that brought you Mad Madness and Beagle Rare comes this underwhelming Friday night special event. Matt Porter is the Blendigeddon 2 World Champion and the 2020 World's Top Whiskey Taster. Ladies and gentlemen, raise your glass and shake your ass for ADHD Whiskey Live.
Ah! There we go. What's happening, everybody? Happy Friday night. Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. I am super happy that some of you are here because it makes me feel a little less miserable being not having fun on the 4th of July in Colorado here. Let me actually ask you this. Is my mic working? Oh, it is. That's good. I just verified it myself. What was I saying? No idea. No idea. Oh, in Colorado, here on the western slope, in this county in particular, there's like a firework ban. We're in what some droughologists would call a drought, and there has been little to no rain, except for last night. There was some flooding, but I don't think it did much. Somewhere, but not here. So no fireworks. They're illegal. They're against the law. They're not to be had. You know, kind of like a second or third wife. Not here, not in this town. Well, a couple hours west, not a big deal. But here, nope. No Mad Madness tonight. Mad Madness is on a delay, a week delay because of the holiday. And I appreciate each and every one of you for jumping in. It's the friggin' 4th of July. Hopefully you're all wearing your friggin', I don't know, your like American flag tank tops with like your red, white, and blue titty tassels. You know, I'm talking to you, Travis Robeson, your friggin' titty tassels you're wearing with the streamers. You got the twirly straws. You got like the cups that say, I don't know, like something about being patriotic with a bald eagle on it. All the good stuff. All the good stuff. I think that there's probably only one way to start the stream off, and it's with a little red, white, and blue. What you gonna do, brother? It's real American beer. That's Hulk Hogan, brother. Oh, yeah. Oh. That's not very good. This can looks like it was designed and built not in America. Looks like it was designed and built somewhere else. Look at that. That is bad. It's a bad can. Real American beer. It's good for a palate cleanser, though. I made my wife dinner tonight. I made Marry Me shrimp pasta, and it took a long time to make. The recipes never give anyone appropriate or accurate time about how much or how long it takes to cook. They're like 15 minutes prep, 20 minutes cook time, 35 minutes total. I'm like an hour and 40 minutes deep, and I'm like, this is cutting her pretty close to the stream. Anyway, so my whole face is filled with Marry Me shrimp pasta. So this tasting is going to go very interesting. The beer tasted just like beer, so that's good. Wendy Miller, happy 4th of July. Tim Romero is in the house. My mom is here. Happy 4th of July, Mother. Wondering if you've called the police on any of the neighbors yet. Just curious. Miss you. Who else we got in the house? My chat is jumping like a jerk. I'm not touching it. Why is it doing it? I'll go back. Larry 3R is here. What's going on, Larry? Chris Miller's in the house. We got Chris Miller, Randy Miller. All the Millers are here. Travis Robeson's in chat. Dara's here. What's up, Dara? Average Drinker's here. I'm sure Bill is sitting right by her side, just laughing. Because he's so great. And he's got a good laugh, that Bill. We got Holiday Stream, that's right. Kitchen Clock. This is strange. I'm not used to being alone again. I mean, not, my personal life, but I mean here on Friday nights, talking to chat instead of talking to friggin', idiots tasting whiskey on screen. And if you've been on screen, I'm not calling you an idiot. Except for David Jennings. What the hell was that all about? Friggin' cheater, you son of a bitch. Just joking. I love him. Never expected him to be a cheat, though. Drinking when he should only be smelling. Ugh. I'll get over it. Beef Ribs is here. Roscoe P. Coltrane's in the house. Kyle Smith, Fireworks, nah. ADHD Live, hell yeah. Cheers, everyone. Happy Friday, Independence Day. That's right, Kyle Smith. Jay Vaughn is here. Let's go. Pumped for this. Been listening to my dog bark every. Jeez. Yeah, dogs don't like the bangs. Snuggled up on the couch, relaxing after golf. Hopefully you're in that chilly basement of yours. He's got those big shoulders just holding you. Oh, I kind of want to be held by Bill. Next time. There's always next time. Nope, pretty quiet here. That's nice. Don't jinx yourself, Mom. Oh, what's going on? Just Wells Boston is in the house. Just closed on $1 million listing. Now he's in chat with Matt and Tony Bag of Donuts. Yeah, I'm super. We need Dara. We need to get the heck together again. I was with. I've got so much to talk about. Chris asked me how long I was streaming tonight, and then I didn't have an answer because there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about, but what we need to do first is make sure my taster's working. What can I do to make sure? You know what? Let's do a 1 ounce Wednesday box. Huh. I always regret doing things after I tell myself don't do it, and then I do it, and then I'm like, oh, just like I thought. The 1 ounce Wednesday box, I could literally squat down. I could squat down and I could pick it up from the bottom like a good boy, ensuring that nothing bad happens. Or I could try to lift it from the lid that's got 2 extremely cheap hinges on it and tiny little screws and so much whiskey. Oh, no. I did have these. See, probably not a great idea to pick it up by that. Anyway. My bicep. Oh, no. Oh. Did I just re-tear my bicep picking up this box? Or it might have just been a spasm. That was weird. It's hurting, though. That's not good. All right. Got one. Only pop happening around here is my friggin' bicep tendon. It's been a while since I've solo streamed, so Got my microphone. Its heads are falling off. America. All right. Let's see here. I'm a bit rusty at this, but hand in focus and then sample in focus. You can probably maybe see what it is. Possibly. It's a bit slippery. I don't know. If you can see it, no spoilers in chat. If you can't see it, just point at me and laugh. I'll put this back here. All right. All right. I haven't had a spasm like that in my torn bicep. It's fixed, apparently. Reattached, it's better, but I haven't had a spasm like that in a long time. That was bad. If I needed a left-hand bowl again, I'm going to be so pissed off. Let's see. I'm sorry, chat. Let's see. Good times. John Wolfie's at work. That's BS. That's BS. Tuning in from work, wishing I was at home. Crack on that new Wolf at 7 here instead. You'll get there. You'll get there. It'll happen. Let's have a big, beautiful beer with a whiskey shot. Ew. Mary Booth. Why you watch it? That sounds icky. I will not be known as Titty Tassel Man now. And couldn't be more stoked. Or you'll now be known as Titty Tassel Man Travis. Want to hear about BK trip? So we got that on the agenda. BK trip, barrel picks, upcoming barrel pick. Like we got, let's see, a trip with Dara and Bill. We have, but there's so much. Matt Madness news. I should have written this down. Should have written it all down. But we have, I didn't tear a hammy beef ribs. Chris Clark, should I lie and say them? See, this is, I just don't read them to myself and then I read them out loud. Who knows what it's going to say? Should I lie and say I'm drinking bourbon? No, I'm drinking Hennessy and loving it. It's like a dried plum. Wow. From bourbon to things definitely switch up. Yeah, I think that's a cognac? I think Hennessy is cognac or is it? Yeah, it's a cognac, I believe. Yeah, cognac and Armagnac are like friggin' so like grapey and plummy and like dates, like friggin' dried dates. So good. If Hennessy, if you're new to Hennessy, you're gonna love cognac. Like more, it's like cognacs and Armagnacs, old Armagnacs. Oh, so good. So good. Pro tip, keep the box higher. Travis, there's no room higher. Can you leave it higher? I've missed these hectic live streams. I'm sweating. I'm sweating from cooking dinner. I was in the dinner like frig. What's the guy's name from The Bear? He's also from Shameless. Whatever his name is. I was just in the kitchen friggin'. Not burning things. Shrimping. Friggin'. Adding chicken stock, bone broth to be accurate, and then heavy whipping cream, and then letting those two what's it called? Like cook down. I was making homemade sauces and using sun-dried tomato oil to cook the shrimp. I'm just like, hey. Everybody in this house was like, yes, chef. Yes, chef. They didn't. Not a single one listened to my request to be called chef. Instead, I just stood in the kitchen and was sweating. Also, this happened. Garage here. A safe space. It used to be. House out there. Kitchen pretty much attached to the garage. Marry me shrimp pasta. Garlic. She smells. She's got an odor to it. I turn around and the garage door from the house to the garage is open. I'm like, how did that happen? So all the odors from the Marry Me Shrimp Pasta are now in the garage. And I'm like, oh. So I take an air purifier that we have, take it out of our living room, and I bring it into the garage, crank that baby up. Full power. Just friggin' What's that sound? Is there a jumbo jet landing? No, it's me trying to get the smell of marry me shrimp pasta out of the garage so I can smell whatever this is and not say, oh, it smells like garlic, or like a professional. Turn around like 3 minutes later. Garage door to the kitchen wide open. It happened twice. What are we doing? Put some respect on my game. Anyway, this is a bourbon, I believe. Ooh, went a little too deep and got some marry me shrimp pasta. Got a little confident at the beginning. Oh boy. First smell before it kind of went to shit. Smelled kind of like a Buffalo Tracy thing, or like some sort of a cherry, like an appley cherry sweet. Maybe I should have washed my mustache hairs. Nah, they're good. Okay. Man, it smells a lot like dinner. This is going to be a fun flight. Darren Bill gave me a flight. I got to tell that whole story. Then I'll get to the flight part. Let's do this first. One thing at a time. Decently aged, 8 to 10 year bourbon, possibly Buffalo Trace. That's what I got off the first smell. Let's taste it. See if the palate works better. What was that? It did something funny in there. At first I thought I might have been onto something, but then it started like doing weird moves on the side of my tongue, like funky dances, like something you wouldn't expect at your local like square dance club. Just break dancing off to the side while everything in the middle is happening like it should. It got like tangy and like tart and a bit tropical and mango-y weird. Huh. I'm not even so sure. It's got to be a bourbon. It is good. I like it a lot. First sip of the day, which has been like basically my first sips in the last few days. We'll get into that too. I'm not giving it a score. I don't feel comfortable giving it a blind score just because I don't even know if that's what that tastes like. It tastes like shrimp pasta. I'll get that flavor. We'll get this worked out. But one thing at a time. I should have tasted something I knew what it was to make sure that everything was, in correct working order. It is good. Hopefully, whatever it is weird. Hopefully, it's not something straightforward. Hopefully, it's something that I'll look at it and go, oh, that's why it was weird. And not like, oh, it's friggin' Stag Jr. or something. And then I'm like, things are going to get crazy tonight. Know what I mean? Things are about to get wild. Got the pay-per-view channels. And what we're going to watch, nobody knows. But it could be funky. This is from Independent Joe, Little Book 7. Little Book 7. What in the hell's in Little Book 7? It could be weird. What is Little Book 7? Pardon me, a Little Book 7. Please be not anything super interesting in retrospect. According to Break and Bourbon, yes, I'm 21 or over. Jeez. A blend of 4, 5, 9, 10, 17, 18-year-old whiskeys. Undisclosed percentages, 18-year-old straight bourbon, 17-year-old straight bourbon, 10-year-old straight rye, 9-year-old straight bourbon, 5-year-old straight malt finished in applewood smoked barrels, 4-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon, 4-year-old Kentucky straight rye. That explains that. Thank goodness. If that was an easy shot right down the middle, I'd have been worried. Good grief. Let's see. Sean Holtgrave, son of a bitch. Freaking middle finger from Jesus, it looks like. Matt could do a live stream of him just cleaning his garage nights to watch. You would see me sweating, and you would see not great. It's a bit, you know what? It's not as bad as it's been. Not as bad as it's been, but it's not great. If you are in chat and you have fireworks going off, the big fireworks, I'm not talking about neighbors shooting off shit, but I'm talking like when it's like the New Year's Eve, like the midnight of fireworks where you live. When that starts happening, let me know. I just want to know where it's dark enough for fireworks. And if they've already happened where you're at, son of a bitch, we missed them. I missed them. Travis and Roger are flirting or something, whatever they're talking about, no idea. Matthew Pillsbury will do a video for this new 1792 finished bottle. If I get one, I'm not honestly interested in it a lot. It is the cognac 1792 cognac finish. I had the Thomas H. Moore stuff, then I wasn't like super thrilled about those. I don't think. I don't know. It's on like the top of my list of things to get or do. Are people excited about that bottle? I wouldn't think people would be super pumped. Are people super pumped about it? Where are Dan and Julie? Dan sent a group text of him yesterday looking like Griff on a friggin' hoverboard, just zipping down the street like. So he's probably in the emergency room, to be honest. It's probably where he's at. He's probably laid up in a bed with an IV in his arm, Julie by his side, him saying how he almost hit 30 miles an hour, but instead he hit a stop sign. James Morgan's in the house. Thanks, James, for being here. Artfully Bourbon Scott. Cheers, Matt. Happy 4th. Right back at you. It's just a good day. It's a good day. Went to a parade this morning. Got up early. Drove an hour to Grand Junction. Went to a parade there. Zero. Like the kids were like pumped for candy at the parade. Guess what? Barely. Like maybe they got like 5 pieces of candy each, which I'm thrilled with because they don't need any. They eat enough sweets. But nice little parade in Grand Junction. Then had some lunch. Came back here. Took a little break. Made some dinner. Just freaking killed it today. Not really. We didn't do a lot. But let's talk the Dara and Bill pick. So there's a place in Denver. And while I do that, I'm going to do this. This is, Matt, one thing. I'm so excited to talk to you guys because I haven't been able to do this for so long because it's Matt Madness. Now it's like I've got all this, it's like all this built up stuff. You know what I mean? Like all this built up stuff. Like, I don't know. Like you've been away from your wife for a week and you were doing something very interesting. Then you get back and you're like, I got so much to tell you. And she's like, well, I'll pretend to listen. Got a lot on my chest to get off. Calumet sent this when they sent the Calumet 18. Did I open this yet? No, this is the first opening of the Calumet Farm Rye, High Rye Mash Bill, because the 18 year was the star of the show, so I opened that. And very lucky to get a bottle. America. This is 91%, that's a big pour, rye, and 9% malted barley. I did take that's a real cork still. They're really still friggin', they don't give a crap. Go, put in focus. There it is. Real cork. Squeak. I took a peek at this. I didn't see an age statement. Our high rye mash bill produces subtle undertones. Okay, tasting notes. This premium rye whiskey was crafted to mark the 100-year anniversary of Calumet Farm. So it's Kentucky rye, 91.9. 100 proof, no age statement. It's got to be Barcelona Bourbon Company, right? It's got to be like a custom mash bill that they're making there, possibly. I don't know. Proudly made and aged in the Commonwealth. This whiskey, wow, it's a lot of the small cursive. Let's see if I can get through it. This whiskey is crafted from the finest rye grain using traditional distillation methods. If you saw how small this cursive was and how cursive the cursive was, if you could, you know what? I want you to look at this and I want you to appreciate how well I just read that. We're not done yet. We're only like halfway through, but look at how small that cursive is. Come on, focus. That makes it look so much bigger than it actually is. That's what she said. But it's like, it's so small and so cursive. You'd appreciate it if you could see it in person. Wow, is that small? It offers a, damn it, I spoke too soon. It offers a dad filter? It offers a dual flavor profile of bold pegging notes, bold peppery notes, and smooth caramel. Okay, making this high rye the perfect choice for, I think this is celebrations with external companions. It doesn't, external doesn't make sense. Esteemed companions, it is so little and tiny. Product of Kentucky. All right, let's do a taste of this. Then we'll get into the Dara and Bill blind flight. They're trying to get me to taste a bunch of stuff at their house, and I was like, you know what? Just pour some surprises inside of some sample bottles, and we'll go from there. Okay, this is very subtle. It is a very subtle nose. It is sweet and caramelly. Would I know this is a rye immediately by smelling it? Had I not known it was a rye? Maybe not. That's interesting. Then again, so last time I cooked dinner before a live stream like this, I stuffed friggin'. I wadded up tissues. I like rolled them up and I stuck them in my nostrils. And I was just walking around the house with like tissues sticking out of my nostrils. That's how dedicated I am to the game. Okay. Today I didn't do it. I forgot. But had I remembered, I would have done it again today. Dedicated to the game. Oh, now she's starting to pop a little bit. Just a little bit of air. A little bit of air needs to be in there. Shrimp pasta tasting note, nailed it. Well, no, that's just because that's what was for dinner. I fancy putting out Oreo cracker. Neighborhood fireworks are the new commercial grade fireworks, right? You're actually right about that. Fireworks going to start in about 10 minutes. Good, good. Been spending my life living in a mountain. That's a Coolio. That's good. Try to keep up. We're definitely flirting. That's good. People are selling these things for $3.25. What things? What things are $3.25? The 1792 cognac? That sounds like a terrible buying decision. There's no way that could be. I'm what? Based off the, I mean, is $3.25 the new $60? Because it should be like what, a $60 bottle? $3.25. Do people hate their money? That is insane. Salvo tried a 1793 barrel pick. And honestly, he got an orange peel flavor, wasn't his cup of tea. And that's one better than a 1792. It sold out in no time here in North. That's so weird. Hated every release 1792 has made so far. I like the 12-year a lot. I don't have a bottle, but from what I recall, I like it a lot. Okay. Someone said orange peel in chat, and then now I smell this and I get some orange peel. like quite a bit. Vanilla-y, like a vanilla orange. Pretty light on the nose. It's like a delicately sweet rye. It's not jumping out of the glass like a 95.5 rye would be. It's more subtle than that. It's almost like that shouldn't be the mash bill. I don't know, let's go for a taste. Maybe the rye will just pounce on me once I put it in my mouth. Oh. That is really like another gifted bottle from a distillery. I mean, it had zero expectations for it. No age statement, different mash bill. I didn't love Calumet 8 at all, if you remember. So the 18, jazzed for it. The high rye mash bill rye, I was not jazzed at all for. How much does this bottle cost? Calumet Farm High Rye. 90 bucks. Is that real? Age? Is there an age out there floating around? Price 60 to 99. I don't see any age on it at all, which doesn't really matter. It does not taste young at all. If I had to guess, maybe like 8 to 10 years old, maybe. Hey, hi, Summer, you suck. The age of Calumet Farm High Rye varies by release, the first release, but it often aged for a minimum of 4 years. Some expressions may be older depending on the specific bottling. You're dumb, AI summary. And if you are recording things I'm saying about you to use in the future against me, I'm super sorry, and I shouldn't judge you. You're just trying to do things that I can't do. And I regret talking smack to AI. Probably a bad idea. Also, I continually, all the time, change my search. Like I'm in Chrome, and over again, I change my search engine to Google all the time. And it keeps going back to Yahoo all the time. 10 times now, just keeps going back to Yahoo. I don't want to use Yahoo search. I don't know why I don't want to, but I don't really like it. I don't think. Maybe I do. This should give it a chance. But why does it keep going back? Why is it making that decision for me? I don't like it. I think that this high rye, I mean, this, let's pretend like it's 12 years old. Let me taste it again, pretending like it's 12 years old, and then judging it from there for 90 bucks or 10 years old even. It's very mellow and like tea-like. Yeah, it's kind of like a tea, like a delicious, creamy. It's very, for 100 proof, it's very thick in mouth coating, hitting the spots. The finish isn't tremendous, but it's got this like oily profile that is really, really enjoyable. For 100 proof, what's the barrel 12 year? What's the proof on that? Like 90 or something? Like 90, I think. I don't know. I think that I don't expect people to run out and pay $90 for, you know what? Honestly, what am I talking about? Apparently, people will just pay $325 for anything. Cognac finish, $17.92. 1, 2, 3, 320, 321, 322, 323, 324. Oh shit. I'm out of one. 330, $6, whatever. Just drink. What the hell? 320. That's normally I wouldn't expect people to run out and pay $90 for a rye that is kind of unknown and not. I'll vouch for it for being really good. It's really good. I'll have to taste it again in the future to really hone in, to really like sink my heels in, to really dig in and be like, I honestly think this is, but right now in my current state, $90 is a lot for 100 proof though. It just is. Again, if it were 60 or $70, I'd be all over it. $60, I'd be like, hell yeah. The pricing on shit is getting crazy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are people like the pocketbook on the current, like, we're talking very good. It's the 4th of July. Let's talk America without politics. That's just strictly economy and day-to-day spending. People are spending less now, right? Because times are a bit tighter than they were 2 years ago. Like, it's a bit tighter, right? Seemingly, it's a bit tighter. Or maybe that's just us. But eventually the prices have to reflect that. Otherwise, what the hell's even happening? By the way, my landlord raised our rent $200 again this year without even telling us, just sent us a lease to sign with a $200 price increase. Sent it the day rent was due. Great, thanks a lot. Our rent has increased 37% since we moved into this place. So I think this is going to be our last year here. I'm not paying no more for this place. Ridiculous. I've got good things to say. I've got bad things to say. I'm super happy about some stuff going on. Super pissed about the rent increase. Oh, get free. Oh, you know. 91 Rye 9. Is that New Riff? It is New Riff? Holy crap. I didn't know that was their mash bill. Travis, Matt, do you know if BK is double making anything in a used Dickel barrel for you? Not that I'm aware of. I haven't heard of anything about a Dickel barrel. Oh, Thunder shirt. Ew, Mile Rye Club. Hell yeah, Dara. That's a super solid blend. 50 to 60 SRP. Damn, I need to keep up with chat so I know what the hell we're talking about. Ugh. $40 an order. I don't know if you can find it. Fireworks starting at $9.55. You know, I'd have thought like 10, 12. Maybe that's up north further. Knob Creek 12, $50. Yeah, that's a good price for that. 225th anniversary is the wildest funk old crazy nose ever. I remember I tried that with Dan and Julie. That was a really, really good bottle. That's called Malware, my friend. Son of a bitch. Thanks, Joe. Why couldn't you just like, you know what? If you're gonna say stuff like that, maybe word it a little bit nicer. You know what I mean? You gotta come out there with just saying it. Hey, Matt, you know what? Just like maybe approach it a little bit more gentle. It's $90 here in Oregon. Ask my local store to bring in a case, and he still has a few if interested. Are you talking about the 1792 stuff? For $90, I'm not interested at all. Unless it's really good. You know what I mean? You're clicking something by accident. Travis, I'm not clicking anything by accident. Everything I click has a purpose. Okay? The 91.9 bottle I have is 5-year new riff. I like it better than most 95.5 MGP. That is so. I still haven't tried the 8-year new riff rye. And if that's the profile that this is headed in, I don't know what this Calumet is. But it tastes like it'd be around that age. And I think that the new riff rye 8-year must be really good. If it's the same same distillate. Tommy D, what's up? Friggin' Aladdin, how you doing, Tommy? Nice to see you. Happy 4th of July. Want the 18? So bad, so expensive, says Dara. It's really damn good. It is really, really, really good. I'd never pay $500 for a bottle of it ever. It's such a stupid, like, things are way too much. Remember when Whistle Pig, the Boss Hogs, were $500 and everybody was like, $500. MS, can you imagine walking into a store and paying $500 for a Boss Hog? Like, it was a ridiculous price, like insane price, crazy price. Sure, things on the secondary market sell for more, but for an MSRP, $500 from Whistle Pig was stupid. And now this $500 is like, yeah, we'll just put it out there for $500. I could buy a little fishing boat for $500 and spend hours on it because I'd get lost on a lake. Couldn't find my way home. But eventually somebody would find me. But for $500, it'd be worth it. Hell, I bought a little tiny fishing boat with a trailer. And I think I also bought a trolling motor for it. We're not going to include batteries, but I think I bought a trolling motor with a little fishing boat and a trailer for $500. This was a while back, though, like 2015-ish, 10 years ago. But I bet you I could still find something like that. Trade you this bottle of Calumet Farm for a fishing boat. It's a weird trade. I'd do it. If I spent that much money on a bottle, I could sleep on the couch. You have to live with yourself. Now, the other thing appears to be malware. It could be an extension. Download Malwarebytes and run the free scan. I'll do that. Okay, Travis, I'll do it. You know what? I should have Googled it myself, or tried to Google it and Yahoo it instead. Ugh. See what happens. Scott Hayes, I love this chat. Y'all know each other so well. It's like the series Cheers, where everybody knows your name. You're probably too old, too young. No, I remember Cheers. And like, it wasn't popular when I was watching television as a youngster, but it was still on. Poor decisions pairing. Fireworks update. The neighbors are trying to top each other's fireworks, and it's sounding like a friggin' war zone. Well, hopefully they are just fireworks. Markets are all up, but seems tighter. Yeah. If you offer a liquor store $200 for, they'd say, that's so dumb. So dumb. Seems like people went to the school of Rick Ross. They're blowing money fast. Nick Foles, is that a slight on our main man Cameron, who recently played music with Rick Ross? There's a video of it. And Cameron also spends ungodly amounts of money on rare bottles that could also be a coincidence. Why did I use all? Damn it. I didn't think this through. It's fine. We'll do it this way. So anyway, I'm going to pour these while I talk about how I acquired them. Dara reached out and she was like, hey, do you want to do a barrel pick with me and Bill, or Bill and I? However she said it right. I said, what are the deets? Apparently there's a place and by apparently I mean I've been there. There's literally a place in Denver called Amber and Onyx, feel like I just talked about this. Oh, a Patreon thing. Dude's name is Ben. He's got a little shop in Denver over by the Empower Field or whatever it is. And he's sourcing barrels of stuff and he's doing like barrel picks. He's gonna open up a storefront and like have like he's got all sorts of shit on the planner, but he did this thing. Where's it at? It was right here. Oh. Ben he's either a founder or like a longtime member. I think he was a founder of the Colorado Bourbon and Rye Club. Oh, Colorado Bourbon and Rye Collectors. So it's a group of over 700 whiskey enthusiasts from every corner of Colorado. He started his own thing and started sourcing barrels and doing barrel picks and stuff like that. Anyway, long story short, we ended up picking a 12-year barrel, a group effort of low rye MGP bourbon. So it's the 21% rye MGP bourbon, 12 years old. Really, really, really damn good. So we did that. Then we went out to lunch. Then went back to Darren Bill's. They tried to get me to sample everything in their collection. But I was a good boy and said no. So they ended up pouring me these samples for a blind flight instead. And that's where we're at with that. If they're still in the chat after me spending so much time not doing their flight, I appreciate them. And if they ever need to leave without doing the reveal, they can email me or text me anything, the key. But no idea what these are. I sat on the floor and gave their dog pets and scratches while they poured them. So no new contact. Damn it. No idea what we're talking about. Go for a house, man. You got this. Damn it. What the hell am I talking about? Oh, yeah. I definitely need to buy a house. There's just, yeah, you know. What in the hell? All this chat, I have no idea what the hell we're talking about. How far back am I? 8 minutes? It's usually wet, but hot. You can guess the rest. Damn it. I need to keep up. I have to from now on. The Calumet Farm special release is $90 here in Oregon. Let me know if you are interested. Well, I have a bottle now. They sent it to me for free. I'm not interested in buying another one at all, but I'm struggling to say if it's worth $90. It's really good. I like it a lot. Just why is everything $90 or more? Isn't Kentucky Owl dropping another $4 whiskey? They might be. I don't know. I thought they were bankrupt. Forlorn Hope. Cheers, you knucklehead. Cheers right back at you. My mom has malware bites. That's good. Happy halfway through 2025. You too, Ginger Geezer. Is Chrome set as your default browser? I don't know. If I click on Google Chrome, it should be because I'm in the browser. Can you click on Google Chrome and it open a different browser? Because that wouldn't make any sense. That'd be like choosing a vehicle and then getting into it and realizing you're in a different vehicle. I think. Travis says he's got something I need to try. I won't be in Tennessee. Maybe August looks like. Oh yeah, me mad or him mad. We both have ADHD. I have no idea. Average Drinker says it's amazing. The 12-year. Yes, I agree. So I just got back from. How do we send you bottles? Says Matthew Pillsbury. Email me. And then If I don't respond to your email in 2 days, email me again. Just resend it. Resend it. Put something catchy in the title line, like Frankenstein did weird things to get a bottle like this. And I'll be like, what does that even mean? And I'll click on it. And I realize it's from Matthew Pillsbury. And I'll be like, oh, I see what he did. Default will be clicking a link in email and seeing which browser opens. Oh, I see. ADHDwhiskey@gmail.com. Whiskey with an E. ADHD whiskey. All right, let's get into sample A. A little bit of an SJ, a little bit of a swirl job. So damn it. Let's do this first. That's old. This is so weird. Seemingly, I smell something, and then I get this burst of like what I think it should smell like. Then I take a second sniff, and then it smells like Marry Me Shrimp Pasta. Why is that happening? Oh, this is so old and sweet. This is some old, sweet, sweet bourbon. Tara and Bill, what is that? What is that, and why do you love me so much to send me home with something so nice? That is 16 seems too young. I'm just on the nose. This is super oaky, super sweet, super Kentucky, super awesome smelling. Go for a taste. Oh, that is low proof and friggin' awesome. Oh, I'd punch a hole through Jason C's wall to get one of these. Sorry, Jason. I love you. By the way, congrats on 100K. I wore your hat fishing yesterday. I wore Jason's Mash and Drum hat fishing yesterday. As a shout out to him privately. 100K for Jason. That is... Where the hell's a pen? I'm going to say... Oh, I already guessed stuff on the back of this envelope. This envelope's not worth a damn thing anymore. Here's an envelope. Oh, from an insurance provider. That'll work. A. I'm going to say 90 proof Kentucky 12. Guessing really old ages is kind of like you're really going out on a thin, fragile limb on a tree that might not have the ability to hold you. Because when you start guessing things really old, the possibilities of you being correct are very slim. Unless, of course, you're right, and that makes you look extra smart. So you kind of have to weigh your options. Do you guess younger and be more, you could, the better the chances that you're correct. But if it's old, like you think it is, and you guess younger, if I said 16 and then it turned out to be 20 and I was going to guess 20, but I didn't because I didn't want to look dumb if it was actually 16, then I feel so like, oh, I'm smarter than I look, or than I sound. Definitely than I sound. So I'm going to say, I don't give a shit. I'm going 20 years old. That is old and sweet tasting. I'll say 20 years old, 90 proof, Kentucky bourbon. Do I have a bottle guess? An orphan barrel. I'll say it's an orphan barrel. That is so good. Okay, let's go to sample B and see how different it is. Because I know they didn't send me a freaking bunch of softballs here. EC18 here? Ooh, maybe. I didn't even think of that. I love EC18, so that would make sense. My mom and Travis Robeson talking shit about me in the background? You know what? That's fine. That's totally fine. I see how you guys are. Sample B. Okay. Sample B is more closed off. It's a bit more dull. It could also be very old, but it's kind of like hiding behind something. It smells really good. Maybe like based off the note, like an Old Heaven Hill, possibly. It's got that. Oh, you know what? Maybe not. That's where my mind went at first, but now I'm thinking possibly like a Brown Foreman something. It smells old though. It smells like really dark and syrupy. Like this could possibly be old or throwing me for a bit of a loop, a bit of a you dum dum kind of a loop, and then turns out to be like a double oaked something. But I'm not necessarily getting double oaked things. There's like a lot of vanilla and dark wood here. But on the nose, I'm not quite picking up on the lumber or the stain or varnish. I think this is just old. Oh, bother. Oh. That's higher proof. It is. Oh my gosh. What are these delicious things? Damn, that's good. Do I have a will in here? To again. I know it's not madness, but
Oh, bother.
yeah.
Oh, bother.
It's good. It is good. Man, I don't think it's dusty. I just think it's like that reminds me of like some sort of ridiculous. Let me say this. Proof. We jumped from really low proof to higher proof. I'll say no, you know what? Second sipsies. I'm going in for a second sipsy. Okay. Oh man. What on earth? It's like it's sending me these weird signals. At first, it reminds me of like a really old, like extra aged Heaven Hill product, but the finish reminds me of Buffalo Trace. It's old. It's like 110, 115 proof. First sip, I thought it was higher than that, like 120. Second sip kind of brought that down. Maybe I should go with first sip impressions, 120. This tastes too good to be like a William LaRue Weller. Or like, it's like there's such a dominant oak profile on here that you don't get from a lot of Buffalo Trace products. But then there's that Buffalo Trace sweetness on the end. Man, this one I'll say, oh boy, 115 proof, could be higher. I'll say it's a Kentucky straight bourbon. I know that there's a Heaven Hill 17 and 18 and 19. I don't know what the differences are between them. I'll say it's 18 years old. Could be younger. You know what? I'll say 16 years old. I'm gonna say 16 years old. Damn it. No, you know what? Go with your heart, Matt. 18 years old, and I don't know why it reminds me of Buffalo Trace on the finish so hard, but initial thought was Heaven Hill Distillate. Second thought on the nose was Brown Foreman. I'll say Heaven Hill. Because I don't know anything that could be Buffalo Trace and have that profile. All right, let's go to sample C. Eventually, you got to throw something in here that's going to goof me up. This is a 4-pour flight. Okay. All right, let's see. A little bit of an SJ, a little bit of a spin job. Bicep, by the way, feeling, I think, better. I'll have to pick up a bowling ball later and see if I can. Because, damn, that was a weird thing that happened. Bit of a frigate. You know, like could it be Canadian? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, Olfit's 13 year? I don't think so. It tastes older than that. It's still here, not saying anything. I'm bad at secrets, but Bill is keeping me from spilling the beans. Thank you, Daryl. You're great. Bill, you're great. It tastes too good to be a WLW. What a quote. Well, Dylan, I always say that a lot of the Buffalo Trace, like the antique collection stuff, they get old, but they don't taste extra oaky. They just taste extra Buffalo Tracy. This flavor profile just gets amplified, and this has an amplified flavor profile of whatever it is, but it also has this huge, like, prominent oak note that I don't remember anything like those having. I don't know. It's good though. Tony says, I'm not a doctor, just play one on TV, but maybe you shouldn't pick up that bowling ball tonight. Give arms some rest, buddy. Just lift glasses. Tony, the problem is this. If it's retorn, it's retorn. There's nothing I can do about it. But it's weird because it does have not a great feeling to it. Honestly, it feels, which makes a lot of sense. If you ever get a Charlie horse, like a terrible cramp in your hamstring, and you're like, it just straightens you out, and you're like, oh, I can't do shit, like that. But then afterwards, there's like a remaining feeling, like it's still kind of there a little bit, where it could happen again. Those happen at the worst times. The worst times. If you know what I mean. But I kind of have that feeling on my bicep. And it doesn't feel like when I tore it, but that was a strange spasm I had. A really bad spasm. 123 people in chat. Pound the like. Hell yeah, 120 people in chat on friggin' 4th of July. That makes me feel very special because nobody else. I mean, everybody else is out there just doing stuff. So 120 people are either watching fireworks and in chat, or they don't have fireworks or anything else to do like me. I could be rubbing my wife's feet right now. I'll save it for later. Sample C is, now we're going down a road that I'm like, a very tricky road. Sample C smells like something I've smelled before, obviously. This one has a bit of a fruitier funk, kind of like fermented fruit. like when you throw a bunch of fruit in a cooler with a bunch of liquors mixed together, and then you smell the cooler in 5 days after it was hot. Kind of has that, but also doesn't smell young. It doesn't smell old. Maybe hot, like it's in a hot environment, somewhere really, really warm. Yeah, it smells like really crystallized. Like sugars just got super hot. Super hot. This is one. If I had Cameron's recall, I would know this so fast because I've smelled this smell so many times, and then the reveal is always like, "Oh yeah," but I don't have his recall or his dashing good looks. That Cameron. I'm going for a sip. This one has me a bit confused. Oh, load the party bus. Oh, just right. Tell me bedtime stories. Good ones. Put me to sleep and wake me up with that. That's amazing. What is that? Higher proof. I mean, we're getting higher proof. Is that? I'm waiting for the red wine finish on like a Jack Daniels product. I'm sitting here waiting on it, like Forrest Gump at the bus stop. And turns out where I want to go is just a few blocks down the street, and I could have walked. But instead, I sat on the bench, told my life story, and ate some chocolates that didn't belong to me. I brought you chocolates. I ate some. Okay, this is high proof. It doesn't have as well. You know what? The oak might be masked by proof. We're talking what, 130 proof here? 130, 133 proof. Why do I want to say? Hold on. I really need to focus here. So everybody stop chatting for a second. Or if you want to continue to chat, just continue to chat, and I'll continue to not read them until I do. There is a ton of oak on the back end. The drizzles down. Man almighty. What in Perry Ritter's underpants do we have here? That is... It's not Buffalo Trace. I really don't think it's Heaven Hill. Could this be like... It's not MGP. For some reason, it throws me an Old Forester vibe. But sometimes when I think Old Forester, it's just because it's different and I can't put my finger on it. And it ends up being like maybe a Four Roses. Could this be like a really wild Four Roses bottle? But it's really high proof, and not a lot of Four Roses are this high proof. Man, this is such a... I'm in a I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I'm confused. I like this a lot. I think it is straight firepower and friggin' awesome. I think I'll have to go back to B, but I think I still might like B more than C, even though C is like, oh boy, like you spent hundreds of $1 million to build it, and You just held on to it and threatened everyone that you'll use it. And then they're like, okay, that makes a lot. Don't do that. And you're like, we won't. Unless, of course, you mess with us because we spent so much money on it. It's extremely powerful. And you don't even want to know. And we built it in Kentucky. And it's just sitting in a rick house. It's been there for a while. It's a pallet buster. A deep diving pallet buster. 16 years old, 133 proof. These guesses don't make any sense. Kentucky bourbon, straight. Distillery. Why do I want to say, shoot. Did they send me an All Heaven Hill thing? Like, what if the Elijah Craig 18 is right on glass A, and then glass B is like, I don't know. This is fun. Dara and Bill, you were really good at this. And Dara hadn't even been drinking. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. I don't have any Dara clips left. I deleted. Oh, no.
Like, bam, right in your face.
Right in my face. That's what it is. Oh, Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Do I say 4 Roses? Question mark. That doesn't make any sense. It's like a Jack Daniel's product without the red wine finish. It's almost like maybe a super off-profile, really old Jack Daniel's thing, like a Coy Hill without the red wine, which makes me wonder if it could be Brown Foreman, like an old Forester. I don't know. We gotta get to D. This is fun. Thank you, Darren Bill, for sending me home with such great stuff. Okay, glass D is not out of the same glassware. It's out of a Glencairn. But the color is also super dark and beautiful. Let me get to the chat because I'm sure I missed literally a billion things. Down. Eagle Rare 125 proof. Not doctor. Okay, let's see here. We got Boom Babies. Nice. Know Where I'd Rather Be says Kitchen Clock. Oh, yeah. Hopefully nobody resets you and you just stay on that timeline forever. Matt's setting off his own brand of fireworks for us. That's 8 minutes ago. Jeez Louise. Matt tried the Bardstown Weeder versus Penelope. Bardstown went out. I did not do that. Unless we're talking about a different Matt. Don't worry, we are here. No fireworks except Bill. Bill is a firework. Baby, you're a fire. Billy, you're a firework. Sup, dude? I'm late to tuning in. Didn't realize you'd be live. Have you tasted the Cal Rye yet? I did. I liked it a lot. It's a 91% rye, 9% malted barley mash bill. There's no age statement on it. I only assumed that it must be Bardstown Bourbon Company distillate because of the weird mash bill, and I was unaware of it. But like chat does, chat chimed in and said, Matt, you dumb. Matt, you fat and dumb. They didn't call me fat, but I called myself fat so that they didn't have to do it because it hurts way worse when other people call you fat. So anyway, totally disregard that. But they did call me dumb, but not necessarily like linguistically accurately. They never did say the word dumb, but they said that New Riff has a mash bill of 91.9. So the Calumet 100 proof high rye might be New Riff distillate. And there's no age statement, but it tastes like it could be like 10 years old, like 8 to 10 years old. And I really, really like it. But you'd think if it were 8 to 10 years old, they'd put that on a label. So it must not be that old. But for $90, which I think MSRP is, it should be up in age, unless they added a drop of this or a drop of that, and are, have a bunch of integrity to not fib about it. And then I don't know, but that's where we're at. Yeah, I liked it a lot. And then I'm doing this flight from Daryl and Bill, which is incredible. Wish you were here, Cameron. Oh, wait, you are here. Oh, I love it. Way to be here, Cameron. Thanks for showing up. I dig your shit, dude. I dig your shit a lot. We have one more sample here that I'm going to say which ones I liked the most. Oh, there it is. This is for you, Cameron.
My mom loves your shit.
My mom does love Cameron's shit. Single barrel Jack rye pick. It doesn't have that yeasty red wine fruitiness that I would anticipate from. Okay. Sample D is a bit different. All right. Ooh. Sample D smells like it could be different grains, like a weeded bourbon or a wheat whiskey or something. It is very dark, but the profile is just so much different. It's a bit brighter, a bit shinier, it's like shining your headlights through fog, and you're like, I'm happy that I have headlights, but this is like I should probably just put on the low beams to get through this. This is a bit shinier, a bit brighter. It's not lighting up anything further in front of you. It's lighting up right there, right in your face. Yeah, a bit twingier, tangier, a bit brasher and brighter, and Dancer and Donner and Blitzen. This could also possibly be maybe not the grain, but the oak. Maybe it's the vessel that it was aged in, or possibly the area or climate in which it was aged in. I don't know. Things aren't necessarily checking out on the nose, but once I taste it, I have utmost respect for my abilities. And if I don't know, I'll send it to Cameron, and he'll tell us immediately. Okay. We're back to lower proof. Ooh, that's nice. Lots of age on this too. A lot of age. A lot of sweet oak. It's very enjoyable. The palate on glass D reminded me of the palate on glass A from what I remembered. Just because it's such a sweet, oaky yum. But then I went back to the nose of A and it smells nothing like D. They are in different glasses, however. Glass A is in a whiskey glass. Glass B is in a Glencairn. So I'm wondering to myself, did they just mess with me and pour the same thing? We're back down in proof. I don't think it's that low, though. I think it might be, 100-ish. It's very thin and sweet, but delicious. Absolutely delicious. Man, that is nice. On the palate, there aren't any weird notes that I was getting on the nose. Like none of the things that made me think it was a wheat whiskey or wheated. Well, could it possibly be like it is so damn good. Like really, really freaking good. I'm so confused though. D, I'm gonna say 100 proof, which who the hell knows after C. This is why it's fun to send flights to people and have them guess. She didn't even ask me to guess. I just guessed myself. It reminds me a lot of Buffalo Trace. However, it could be like a super well-aged MGP. Damn it. This is hard. Getting in my own head. Is that the noise I make when I drink stuff? Oh, yes. Crap. Did Krista text me? No. Oh, damn it. Mother of fudge. So, my phone's set to silent. So I had a text message, so I opened the text message thing, and it was an image from Dara. And I did not know that she sent me a key, but she did. And I only saw one bottle. So I know one of them is... I know what one of them is. And I think I know which one it is. I saw one bottle, but I immediately I thought maybe Chris had texted me while I was doing it. Damn it, now there's another text message, and I don't want to open it. I'm not going to open it. Babe, if you're texting me, not you, Dara. I wouldn't call you babe. I might, but definitely not in this lifetime. But Carissa, if you're married, if you are texting me, I can't answer it. I can't even look at it because I'm afraid it's going to pull up the same conversation that. And then I'd see this. Let's just get down to the final. Damn it. I saw one bottle. It was a Russell's bottle. I'm not even sure if it was 13 or 15, but it was one of them. I clicked out faster than a teenage boy on the hub when, let's say 100 proof. I said, I just tasted it again. I thought it's so Buffalo Tracy. I'm going to say 100 proof. And if I saw other bottles on there, I'd tell you. I'd be like, oh shit, I just ruined it for myself. I did see one bottle. I think it was the second bottle, and it was Russell's, either 13 or 15, which makes my 18-year-old guess way wrong. And also my Heaven Hill guess wrong. But D, 100 proof. I'm going to say Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Shit. I'm clicking on shit I shouldn't click on. KY Bourbon. 12 years old. It's got this nice oak flavor to it. I'm gonna say 12 years old, could be older, and Buffalo Trace Distillery, possibly MGP, but I'm guessing Buffalo Trace. All right. Question is, which one do I like the most? I hate that I friggin' saw that what B was, but I'm still not sure. I'm guessing if I said 115 proof, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 18 years old, Heaven Hill, that's got to be 15 year. And I hate that I saw that. A is so, I wish you could smell A. A is so friggin' good. But after the final 3 samples, it tastes like water. When I first tasted that, it was so like sweet oak, and man, it might not even be nice. It tastes like literal water. That's crazy. Okay. Back to, I'm going to taste D after A. D is so good. Man, it's a builder. It literally, it's just like building up. Let's see if the chat hates my guts now. I'll post you the samples of the photos and Bill will type in chat after chat. That was 17 minutes ago. Crap. I love walking with you in our nation's capital. I must have had about 13 Dr. Peppers. I can't do it very well, but I love that movie. I haven't watched Forrest Gump in years. But I still love it. Text you the samples after D. Yeah, I should have got there before I friggin' damn it. What are you describing sounds like Barton to me. Was that for D? Might have been D. That's always what it is when I say what you're saying and I can't figure it out. Dude, that makes so much sense. I think D might be Barton. Oh, if you're like a Calumet 16, something like that. That could be it. Beard Bros Bourbon, happy 4th. Are there Bartons in the 130 proof range? Oh, for C? Oh, man. C. C's a hot one. Matt Green, happy 4th, Matt. Happy 4th to you, Matt Green. I love your name and your color. I'm going to say C again. I'm going to rank these. I think C might be a Jack Daniels product. What did I say? Kentucky Straight Bourbon? I said it was old too. It is so tricky because there is this oak thing on the back, but the oak thing on the back, that might be this red wine yeasty thing that I was waiting for that only poked its tip out. You know what I mean? Like Cameron and Whack-A-Mole. Is that something else hit it anyway? Like you just barely poked its head out. I think it's unfair for me to guess any further after I said I saw the picture. But man, that could be just a Jack Daniels something. Again, I promise you, in the picture that I saw, I only saw a Russell's bottle. Then I immediately realized my mistake. So I'm going to leave everything the way it is. I do have an order. Sorry for texting. I'm sorry for looking. Don't know if it was D or not, just tuned in. Cameron, I love your shit, dude. It's so hard. Can't remember which glass was for the one you said was Old Foish. I said that for 2 of them. 137 in the chat. Hey, if you're in chat, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate you. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I would like to become one of the elite whiskey tube channels one day and hit 100,000 subscribers. When everybody keeps posting videos about a bourbon bust, it really doesn't help my shit. So stop doing that. Just continue to post videos about the bourbon boom. And speaking about bourbon boom, I just went to, let me do this reveal and I'll talk to you about my trip to Missouri while I do it. My favorites went in this order. B was my favorite, and I think I did see that B was Russell something, 15 or 13. But I'm I'm sure that I said, as I was tasting C, that I still liked B the most. Going to D, I don't think D overtook B. Now, the weird thing is, A and C When I tasted A was right off the bat, and I was like, this is freaking my jam. I thought it was an orphan barrel. Something really old, like a 20-year-old Kentucky bourbon, low proof. I loved it. So my favorite is B. Number 1 is B. 2 is D. And A and C are competing for third, they're competing for third place so hard that I'm going to say they're tied for third because they are so different that it's like, what do you like more? Marry Me Shrimp Pasta or bourbon? And you're like, I love them both so hard, but they're so different. It's like, that's how different these are. A is really low proof and really old. C is really high proof and has like different qualities to it. If you were like Matt, if you don't put these in an order, then you will get titty twisted for a week. Then I would have to do it. And I would have to say that my initial taste of A I loved so much that I have to put it in third place and then C in fourth place. But I just put third. That's not right. Third. If I tasted C first, we could have could have been a relationship right out of the gate. You know what I mean? So let's go in order for the reveal. I actually agree with you and do. Nice. I don't know what that means, but nice. I'm glad that you agree with me. So, Dara, can you put in chat what sample C was? Which, if I had to make an official determination, I'd say C is fourth place. It's the highest proof, and it's a banger. It's really, really, really good. But it's just like the other three are way more nuanced and like gentle and maybe more appealing to me today. And there could be good reason for that because I went to Missouri over the weekend and did some damage, but also made some progress in other areas. Bill just literally spits out the entire friggin' bill. This is why Bill can never be a Matt Madness, because the anticipation, Bill. Bill wants to get out of here so fast. Oh, boy. Sample C, 2024 Four Roses Father's Day release. 16-year OESV 135.6 proof. I said 133 proof, 16 years old, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Four Roses or Old Forester. Hell yeah. I promise you, I didn't see them pour that. I was petting a dog. I had no idea that Four Roses made anything that high proof. So I was within 3 proof points. I got the age correct. Kentucky Straight Bourbon, yeah. Then my first guess was Four Roses. That is awesome. If everything else is way off, I'll feel really good about myself. I'm trying not to look at Bill's other answers that he just posted in chat like an AI bot. Hey, I heard that you're in your answers section. Here's your answers, Matt. Beep, beep, beep. It's called anticipation, Bill. And the whole chat knows all the answers now, and I don't. Third place was sample A. And sample A, Orphan Barrel. No shit. Orphan Barrel Barterhouse 20. I said 90 proof Kentucky, 20 years old Orphan Barrel. I guessed Orphan Barrel, and I guess 20 years old. I may have seen that they had. Did I mention Barter House and I was there with you? I might have. I don't know. 90.2 proof. Okay. It's that good. Something something that's that old and that low proof and that just delicious leads me to believe it's some sort of orphan barrel. Barter House, holy shit, I would like a bottle of that. That was in third place. Just because the proof when I first tasted it, holy shit, but going back to it during the flight, it's a bit like, whatever. So second place was D, and D was my most. I really didn't know. I said 100-ish proof, Kentucky bourbon, 12 years old, which I'm not. Who knows? Buffalo Trace or possibly MGP, and D is holy shit. Sample D is Coy Hill, 10 years, 126 proof. That's D. Are you what? Why don't I get that? That's concerning. Why didn't I pick up on the Jack Daniels note? I always pick up on the Jack Daniels note, especially since I was looking for it so hard on sample C. You'd think that when I got to sample D, I would have definitely noticed it. However, I did not. My proof guess was way off. I said 100, 12 years. Jeez, that was a bad guess. But it was my second place. First place was sample B. I said 115 proof Kentucky Straight Bourbon, 18 years old, and I guessed Heaven Hill. First place was actually, according to Bill, Russell's 1,517.2 proof. So I was 2 proof points off Kentucky Straight Bourbon. I was 3 years off, and I guessed the wrong distillery. Russell's 15. My bottle's gone, long gone. But it is insanely good. It is insanely good. Thank you both for that. Like, that's an incredible flight. The fact that D was that Jack Daniels blows my mind. I think I'm learning as I go about flavor profiles and like when you can. The weird thing is this, and I'll catch up with Chad, I promise. But as I'm sitting here, and I'm like, it's not Buffalo Trace, it's not Heaven Hill, it's not MGP, it's not this or that. Wild Turkey, I never even said that out loud. It never crossed my mind. Through this entire flight, until I saw the picture that had Russell's in it, Wild Turkey, for some reason, never even crossed my mind. And I wonder what that means. Is it because I overlook Wild Turkey, or I don't know, but it literally never crossed my mind. So as I'm sitting here going, 4 Roses rolled Forster for sample C, but I'm going it never crossed my mind. Sample B, I thought it was like a ridiculously, it did remind me of an old Heaven Hill, but I never even thought about Wild Turkey. But that Russell's 15 is so good. Thank you, Bill, for the spoilers in chat. You two are, on one hand, the absolute best, and I love you so much. Bill and Dara, I double dare you to not let me bring you out to dinner and treat you to a nice friggin' dessert afterwards. Well, I double dare you. On the other hand, you're the absolute worst with blind flights. Dara sending me pictures of the flight mid-flight, and then Bill just doesn't even give a shit, just posting the entire key. I guarantee you that Bill tells Dara what he got her for Christmas, like in October. He's like, "Oh, wait till Christmas." I I got you what you wanted. She's like, we're going to have it now. He's like, no, not till Christmas. She's like, damn it. But thank you. So that's kind of where I'm at. The build up was really slow on my end, but you killed it at the year. You just put it in chat. Dara sent me pictures. I love you both, but I will get you back. I will get you back. I will send you a flight, and I will try to spoil it in every way possible. I'll tell friggin'. I don't know. I'll tell my mother-in-law. She'll find a way to tell you. Telephone, telegraph, tell friggin' Brenda. She'll tell you. She'll let you know. What's anticipation? What's the best orphan barrel? I have no idea. I put the barter house first when pouring them because the proof was so low. It's really good, Bill. Like that barter house by itself. If you just poured me barter, like if I came over and you were like, I got something special for you, and you poured that for me, I'd be like, holy mother. The fact that Russell's 15 came after it, and it's just such a higher proof, it's what, 25 proof points higher, and still has that oaky profile. It just kind of like tells the barter house to calm down and chill out and like read a book, you know. We'll get there when we get there. And you should have went potty before we left. You just ate lunch. You don't need a snack. And barter house is like, but, and then Russell's 15 is like, shh. Not when I'm driving. Know what I mean? -1 point for that proof guess. Dude, that was a bad proof guess. I don't even... Amazing pours in the blind, 100%. Can't be effective without the notes. James Morgan says, can't be effective without the notes. I normally don't take very good notes. They didn't even ask me to guess this stuff, but if you're asking me to be effective using my brain alone, then you are absolutely correct. My brain, not great. It's a bad brain. Does some bad shit. You were done with the flight and I had the rank. You're actually wrong. I'm a secret keeper and Bill is not. That's what I said. That Bill would not keep the secret. Bill would tell you what you're getting. Dara told Bill to do that. Oh, damn it, Dara. I can't keep saying excited because I get too excited. 1 year I found a Michael Jordan jersey in the closet of our house. It was in a, I'm not sure, maybe like a garbage bag or something. It was for Christmas, and I was super pumped. But when my parents got home from wherever they were at, they realized quickly that I had went through the closet with the Christmas gifts, and they called me out on it. And I said, I did not do that. And then they asked my friend who was over if I did that, and Eric, son of a bitch, Eric was like, I can't lie to you, he definitely did that. And then she returned the Michael Jordan jersey. But I'm pretty sure I got a Sean Kemp jersey instead. And Sean Kemp was pretty awesome until he got obese and addicted to cocaine. But still, he did some sweet dunks. What was C again? Oh yeah, that Four Roses. I have never seen a Four Roses that high proof. Rhetoric 22 year. So I remember early stages of my channel, really early stages. It came right after me getting super, really drunk on my live stream. And I did the sleep screaming and then woke up my wife and she's like, what's your problem? And I'm like, and she's like, why are you still live streaming when I wasn't even in front of the camera? I was screaming on the couch in a different room. And then I got in big trouble because I deserved to be in big trouble. The next live stream I was on, I was with the Bourbon Junkies in the basement of my house as a joke. Like, oh, I got kicked out of the house and got sent to the basement, which I did that to myself, but I deserved it. And that stream, they sent me a bunch of, orphan barrels or really old things. And at that point in my whiskey tasting journey, I didn't love them. But as I've grown older and I've become more bougie and more accustomed to things that are oakier and just more gentile and lovely. I love, 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 love these old orphan barrels. And when you taste something that's 20 years old, like I said, I could have went safe and said 16, but every bit of me was like, dude, it's older than that. It's old. It's older than that. And then I went with my gut. And I didn't know the barter house was 20 years old. I don't know the ages on these. Like there's a rhetoric, right? Isn't there an orphan barrel? I don't know the ages on the old barter houses, the orphan barrels, but damn, they're good. They're very low proof, but standalone by themselves, they're really, really good. Matt should have streamed with Bill and Dara and make it like the Newlywed Game with drinking. I definitely should. Actually, I have an idea for something after Matt Madness, and I don't know if I should say it or if I should just keep it to myself until then. It's not the Newlywed Game, but it's called something very similar. And you know what? Screw it. Yeah, you know what? No, I won't. The reason I say I won't is because of my memory. I'll let you guys know in a different stream. After Matt Madness. Matt Madness, by the way, very close to being done. Next week, next Friday, the 11th, Cameron is competing for the first time this year, but he's in the semifinals because he deserves to be. He's not the reigning champion, but the second most reigning champion. And he is competing, Here's the, where can I find where the hell's it at? The bracket. If I could just pull up the bracket. Last night I finalized the samples I'm sending, but there he is. Cameron versus Durrell and Grease. If you were wondering why I was pausing so much, I could not remember Grease, which is a really weird thing. I was like, it's Cameron and Durrell and who else? Grease. That's happening next Friday, July 11th. Winner moves on to the finals, and they will face the winner of Dan Shook, Michael Klein, and friggin' Clifton. And that semifinal happens on July 25th. So we will have a Matt Madness champion sometime early August. But we'll determine the very first finalist next Friday, which is going to be a lot of fun. So that's super cool. I want to quickly talk about my trip to Missouri, and then we'll call it an evening. What should I taste while we do that? Oh, you know what? This is my most recent Barrel King blend. It's Ohana, batch 108. Ohana means family, and it's a kind of a cool blend. But so Jared sent me a text message last week, like I would say midweek, Tuesday or Wednesday. Jared from Barrel King, and he said, Matt, the barrels here are crazy right now, and I need you to come blend. Can you come blend? And I was like, shit, that's not normally how I operate. Normally, I need a lot of time to plan out a trip, but my wife is working PRN at a hospital locally, and she gives the hospital dates where she can work, and she knew what dates she wasn't working. So I was like, well, I can come like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So he booked like flights for me like right away, and I was like, this is crazy. I don't normally travel like this, but Friday Matt Madness last week, after that ended, packed a bunch of shit up because Saturday morning had to get ready to go on an airplane. Got to St. Louis at like 8:30 at night or something like that. I just shot a whole video. There'll be a whole video about this trip. But got to Barrel King on Sunday, and we just went to town. And I blended it. I'm actually not sure how much I should talk about or what I'm allowed to talk about. But I wasn't told I can't talk about it. So I blended a 9-barrel 12-year MGP high rye blend, which King Me 1 from Barrel King was in the top 3 for the Ascot Awards small batch bourbon of the year. This one blended, you'll see the details in the video, but it was a lot of fun to blend. But I brought home a sample from the tank, and which doesn't really matter because the tank changes in a few days. And this was like after it was just the last barrel was poured in. It beats the King Me 1 from last year, which makes me very happy. It beats the 11-year blend I did last year. Where it will end up after being, tanked and then bottled, who knows, but I'm very happy with it. Very happy with it. And then I did a second blend of bottles there. So 2 blends in 2 days. And I have like this crazy apple brandy Burai that's going to be bottled in the coming months that turned out really well. I did not know, and this is the truth, that barrels, like, there's a barrel house. And I would always ask Jared about blending. I was like, I'm really pumped to blend. And he's like, it's not the right time. Like, these barrels suck. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, the barrels are barrels. They're this old. Like, just, their air conditioning turned on. I'm sorry. Turns out, when he told me that the barrels are great right now and we need a blend, I didn't know what that meant. I haven't been around like the barrel cycles that much. Just I had to believe what he said. I go there and like every freaking barrel I pulled, even the youngest like 4-year MGP bourbons, I'm like, holy shit, like these did not taste like this in May. When I was there in May, it did not taste like this. But fast forward a few months or 2 months, and these barrels are different. There was back in September, we did September, which was, we did some 11-year MGP high rye barrels with like a tiny splash of 9-year MGP distillate in them. And then we did like a bunch of picks. Dan and Sean did picks. I did picks. The gold members had their choice of picks, but there were leftovers, like barrels that we added some 9-year to that just were like remainders, right? So I asked Matt Bunch, the distillery manager, to take one of those Sib Plus barrels, the 11-year and 9-year barrels, and put it into an apple brandy barrel because we had some apple brandy barrels available. So we did that. When I was there in May, I was like, dude, let me taste that. And I tasted it, and I was like, oh, man, what the hell? Like, not what I wanted, not what I expected. It just was funky and weird and like not whatever. I get there in July. It's not even July, it's June. So I must have been there in April. That's my bad. It's not July. It is July. Holy shit. So the end of June, early July, I get there. I asked him if he had tasted it since I was there. He said no. Pull a sample of it, and it's like single barrel quality. Like you could literally put this in a single barrel. Like you could sell it as a single barrel. Like it's that good. But it doesn't do us any good because there's only so many bottles in a barrel. So I took that barrel, which was like 180 degrees different than when we tasted it last time I was there. So crazy. I didn't know. Barrels literally change so fast. And you kind of have to like strike when the iron's hot. And I didn't know, like I did not understand it. And now that I understand it, I'm like, holy shit. It's a weird cycle. But there's a rye finished in apple brandy like next to that barrel. Put those together with like half a barrel of 8-year turkey. And then this Ohana blend. There was some remainder of that in the tank after everything was bottled. And Bunch took the remainder of Ohana and put it in a turkey barrel that was already dumped. And I shit you not, this Ohana on top of the apple brandy Sib Plus and then the apple brandy rye with half a barrel of wild turkey 8-year. Those 3 things together were really good. But we needed more for barrel because we can't just have a blend that's X amount of bottles and everybody can get one. So I'm like, what the hell can we possibly do? Went through a bunch of options, and then I was like, Bunch, did you say you put Ohana in the turkey barrel? And he said, sure did. Let me friggin' put that. Oh my gosh. Like, in the shit that we did over the weekend into the beginning of the week, was some of the best and coolest shit that I've ever seen. And Jared blended this thing called sangria, which I'm not sure if I should talk about or I'm allowed to talk about. But it's like one of the best wine finished whiskeys I've ever tasted. And I was battling with him so much because I wanted him to stop so hard because it was so damn good. And he kept adding things and doing things. I was like, just stop, Jared. Stop, you son of a bitch. Stop before you wreck it. But he knows what he's doing. But I also learned that I can't blend with Jared while he's blending. I just need to taste what he's blended when he's done because I was stressed the hell out because I thought he was going to wreck what was phenomenal. Anyway, that was the trip to Barrel King. Halfway through my trip, I had a major panic attack because go to work in the morning and just start going through it, like tasting barrels, blending, tasting. By the mid-afternoon, like you've been through it. And then, yeah, like Sunday, I think. Yeah, Sunday. No, Monday. Whatever day it was. Sunday was the first day. Monday was the second. So yeah, afternoon Monday, had a panic attack and broke down in the hotel room, cried a whole bunch. It was a great thing. It's a crazy, crazy world, the whiskey blending world, where when you try to do it quickly, you kind of test yourself. And I don't know, but it just reinforced how awesome Barrel King is and how awesome my family is and my wife is. And like when the things that we did while we were there or while I was there, like come to fruition and show themselves, I'll be super proud of them. But man, it was a wild 72 hours. Just Porter crying, rubbing his eyes with barrel charred hands. It was a good time. But man, we pumped out some cool, good shit. And the barrels were amazing. Really wild. I didn't even taste this. So I was going to pour it. That Ohana makes me happy. It's not as old and dusty tasting as the rest of the split I just tasted, but it's a tropical, sweet, fun treat. Cam, Durrell, and Grease, now that's a battle. I think that next Friday will be the highest viewed Matt Madness this year for sure. Viewership for Matt Madness is down, and it's okay to say it. It's just down. But I think that the two semifinals and the finals are going to be big. I think we're going to see some big chat numbers, and if you can make it, please be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Cam versus Grease. Cam and Grease have a history. Matt Madness-wise and sexual-wise. They have a history. And it'll be fun to see where it goes. Dude, the content of Syphilis is so damn underrated. I love the personality of a single barrel alone, but sometimes a little bumpy. Yeah, dude, Cam, this 12-year blend I just did over the weekend, nine 12-year high rye single barrels. We're going to see how the tank works out, but I honestly think it could benefit from a little punch up from something either like a 9-year barrel, an 8-year barrel, or even possibly something like a different disc. Like it might need a punch up, but the progress reports I've been getting back have been really, really positive. So this Wayne says, need to buy up all the beef jerkers in 10 miles of grease if you want him to win. And give him tasting glasses. Last time he was on, he was drinking George T. Stagg out of a shot glass. So there's that. Any pressure readings? Shit, from what? Matt, you look great, by the way. Nicely tan. I'm peeling. I went out on a boat 2 weekends ago with Ty Gallenbeck, magician, and I caught all the fish. I think I might, and I don't want to say this with a lot of certainty, but I might have gone fishing with Aaron Rodgers. I might have. So Ty Gallenbeck, he's good friend of Will and Grease from the podcast. He does the magic. He's a magician, a literal magician. He has residency at a hotel in Telluride, Colorado, and he travels and he's a magician. Like that's his job, is magician. I'm sure some of you know him, but he came to my hometown because they do this every year. They go fishing on a small little reservoir here, and we went out and I caught all the fish. But he brought his friend, and I walked up to these guys and I was like, Ty, you didn't tell me you were bringing Aaron Rodgers. And we went fishing from, I think, probably 8 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. And I stared at this man for a really long time. And Ty was telling me how he wasn't a football player, but he pitched in the minor leagues. He's a minor league pitcher for the the San Francisco Giants minor league team. He was a relief pitcher and or a closer in the minor leagues. And I'm like, motherfucker looks exactly like Aaron Rodgers. Same build, same height. The more he drank, the funnier he got. He was talking about psilocybin mushrooms and conspiracy theories and how nobody should have taken the jab. That's all a joke. He actually never mentioned any of that. But had he, I would have been convinced he was Aaron Rodgers. I think Ty Gallenbeck may have changed his friend into a mirror image of Aaron Rodgers just to mess with me because he's a magician and can do things like that. Could be. Oh, I'm 5 minutes back in chat. That's not bad. Thanks for sharing with us, man. Are you going to bring some Ohana when you come to Michigan? No, not for you. Never for you. Boom, bam, roasted, Mom. Roasted in the face. Yeah, I brought a couple bottles. I'll bring an unopened one, and then whatever I drink there, I'll leave the rest of it with you. But actually, you know what? The funny thing, Mom, if you're in chat, so this is actually a true story. And how late am I? 2 hours? I told Chris I wouldn't be streaming for that long. 2 hours seems like a while. So last little story. Actually, let me shoot this off from the hip first. If you're wondering about single barrels from what I'm doing, and then remind me of the blending story about my mom. The Knob Creek single barrel that I picked on the channel a few months ago, the cask strength Knob Creek, should have been bottled by Jim Beam on, I think, June 18th. So that should have been bottled already and sent to Washington, D.C. for Bourbon Outfitter. So if you're a patron, or if you watched that stream and liked my notes, the cask strength Knob Creek pick should be available sometime this month. They should ship to DC sometime this month and then become available. So that's happening. The 12-year-old MGP low rye bourbon from Amber and Onyx that I picked with Dara and Bill, the average drinkers, the beautifully friggin' above average drinkers, I call them. I think that's being bottled this month and then should be sent to DC. So that could possibly be dropped this month as well. The Jack Daniels barrels, there's a Coy Hill rye and an incredible Tennessee barrel strength whiskey that we picked. Those will be coming in the next couple months, I would imagine. And then, am I forgetting anything? I declined a Old Forester barrel strength pick. I got samples from Old Forester, the barrel strength bottles, and I said no. None of them. It's hard to turn down a barrel pick when you're offered them, but none of them did me good. None of them did me in the way I wanted to be done. So I said no. But there are 100 proof Black Label Old Forester samples on their way to me right now. So those will be tasted through, and I'm sure there's going to be a winner in there because the 100 proof bottles are so much better. But anyway, there's an Old Forester barrel coming soon. And then Evernorth, whenever Dan gets around to sending me a box of samples, there's going to be Evernorth picks. And those will happen relatively quickly. Other than that, I think I covered them all quickly. But if that interests you and you're a Patreon member, just look forward to those. If you're not a Patreon member and you want one, then be one, if that makes sense. The pick or the blend that I was going to talk to you about, or the blend that I wanted to last summer, I went to Barrel King and then I went to Evernorth. And I was so like unsure about myself blending because I hadn't done it in person before. It was always done remotely. So I did this stuff at Barrel King and then to Evernorth and then back to the UP. A funny story, I left Barrel King with a dozen or so 11-year samples and then went to Evernorth, worked a bit with them on one of their releases. Which one was it? Shit. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the goddamn name of their label, but turned out much better than it should have, thanks to little Brandon Sprague. I got super nervous there, and it's like I get scared and I don't want to blend stuff and make it permanent. I'm way better now a year later. But anyway, I get to the UP for our trip, which we do every summer, and we're doing it again in a couple weeks. But in my mother-in-law's living room, after everyone's gone to bed, I'm in the living room in this house, just like blending together samples, just blending together barrel samples. And I'm like, man, this blend of however many barrels it was, 7, 8 barrels, something like that. So good. I'm like, this actually works so well. The next day, we drive to my parents' house, also in Upper Michigan, about an hour away from my in-laws. And then I bring in samples, like I bring in these barrel samples into their house, and I want to make a bigger version of what I had done the night before. Like I wanted to make like so I made it actually a full 750 of this blend that I came up with the night before out of all these barrel samples. And I loved it. Then I think I left some of it there with them. Pretty sure. I think I might have left the whole 750 or half one. I don't remember, but I left some there with them. But I was pumped about it. That was KM1. That was one of the top 3 small batch bourbons of the year for the Ascots. That was the 11-year blend that almost won small batch bourbon of the year. It was a double platinum Ascot winner and almost won small batch bourbon of the year. Top 3 in the running. Top 3. And I was telling Jared when I was at Barrel King this past week, I'm like, dude, I blended that in my in-laws' friggin' living room. Like with just sample bottle. Like there are dogs running around me, like sniffing my ass. And I'm up like the fact that like came so close to winning a major reward, but was also a double platinum winner, like felt so cool to me because I know the situation where I blended it. We picked these random barrel samples but anyway, Mom, if you're watching, what I did last summer at your house in your kitchen, pouring shit into shit, that was a double platinum award-winning bourbon that could have been if friggin' other stupid idiot small batch bourbons didn't exist. 2 of them would have been small batch bourbon of the year. So fun story. But yeah, I'll bring Ohana, Mom, I promise. That was really warm. It was in my hand so long. I'm going to call it an evening. 10 out of 10. We'll be tuning in to watch Cam clap some cheeks. If you knew the samples I was sending, Cam and Grease and Darrell, you might turn the other cheek. You might question yourself and be like, can Cameron really win with the samples I'm sending him? Is Cameron at a local liquor store right now buying all the cinnamon flavored whiskey he can find? Possibly. Or will it be a run-of-the-mill, average, everyday, friggin' bottom shelf bourbon war to see who's got the most bougiest and out of touch with the real world? Who's to say? But there is this to say. It's going to be a ton of fun next Friday when I send them shit. It's going to blow their mind, and not in the good way. Unless, of course, it's in a good way, but still blows their mind in a weird way. In a weird way, I mean, Grease will be there. That was definitely Aaron Rodgers. Dude, he looked exactly like him. Exactly. Eric B got borderline kidnapped by a chick named Erin with an E. Rogers once. She had a large face. I like that. Email me a picture of her. ADHDwhiskey@gmail.com. Was his name Roger Aarons? No, it wasn't. Which reservoir are you talking about? I don't know the fish PD. Oh, no. So, Paul, I live in Colorado right now, Western Slope, Colorado. Not the UP. But when I go to the UP, I don't fish. We fish Dead River Basin. I fish the Autrain River Reservoir, like in the Forest Lake Reservoir, but I was talking about Colorado. Evernorth Tweeters are different in a great way. Travis, if I taste them, yeah, Night Stalker was the one. I think it was Night Stalker 2, Adam. Tony Ramirez edition. Can't even make that. Huh. The real deal gets messy. It does. Oh, my mom's proud of me. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for lending me your kitchen counter to blend on. Go, little drummer boy. Good night, all. That's it. Everyone's freaking Youper, huh? Oh, yeah. Don't ya know? Take a sauna and then let me know what your mama said. Or tell your folks I says hello. I thought you were saying this was in the UP. No, it was Colorado here. Conveniently show up where Bruzel is hunting and plug the channel. Maybe that's what I should do. Just follow Bruzel around and then in the background be like, you should watch me too. Please watch me too. No, Bruzel's good. Bruzel texted me last week with a congratulations about Barrel King being blender of the year. So Bruzel, great dude, and solid friend. Literally texting me and congratulating me on stuff that we've done at Barrel King. So nothing but love for Bruzel. Nothing but love for the big bruise. I'm out of here. Next week, Matt Madness continues. This was fun. The flight from Dara and Bill, insane. I owe them an equally insane blind. I don't know how I'll muster up the shit to send them, but I'll try. And also, I owe Dara and Bill hugs, and I want to spend some more time with them because they're fun. Other than that, see you next Friday. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey. Like I always say, Gary, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on not fooling around with your wife, Gary, until friggin' 11:39 Eastern time, when you could have been here with me watching me taste whiskey. But instead, no. It's you and Maureen kissing and touching and getting it on until all hours of the morning, when you could have been here watching me. I get it. I totally get it. But still. Sometimes the fireworks happen in the Frenchie bedroom on the 4th of July. And I'm not one to deny that to you or for you. So, I don't know. Hopefully you lit off your Roman candle and that's all I have to say about that. Good night. Goodbye. See you all next Friday.